Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. Devan,
Yeah, I know.
you texted me at like noon.
I know. It's like
What?
noon. I know.
You flipped. You picked Pittsburgh before her, and then you flipped
You
to
got
Cleveland.
lucky though.
I didn't get lucky for shit.
No.
I didn't get.
No. I'm talking about something else.
Oh, well, I got lucky.
You left George Pickens in. I thought then you would have changed and flipped in your fantasy lineup.
I left him in fantasy.
You left him in fantasy.
And I still won.
You had two guys on your team with
I
diarrhea.
still won.
Josh Allen had 60 points or some shit. You got real lucky.
And I still
Jamar had another.
And I still dog walked.
Yeah, dude.
Oh
you
my
had two dudes with 0.
Oh my god.
I wish I played you.
Oh, you're fucked, man. If the fact that I know that's
no, Josh Allen's not putting up 69
Josh Allen
points
is putting it
dude.
up. Come on, bro.
No, he's not,
the Bills fans, he's the number 1 player in the league. He's the MVP.
Are there any buys next week?
I think this was the last.
Was the last
maybe
week of buys?
one more week. I
think the Bills have had their bye.
Bills have had their bye. I believe so. Either way, that doesn't matter.
Either way, but
we're talking about.
Yeah, no. At noon, I decided to switch. Once I saw Pick was out, I figured that I would ride with the Jameis Winston theory. Now, initially, was I a Steelers pick, or was I a Brown?
You were a Steelers pick.
Okay, gotcha.
So that meant you were going against the Winston theory, but you didn't change because of the Winston theory. You changed because of Pickens being out.
Well, the Pickens being out led me to try to trust the Winston theory.
Okay, so
it was like the final straw.
It's almost like in a crazy world because he got hurt Friday at practice.
Yeah,
it's
Did
like
he really?
It's like, all right, so you're just telling me on a good Jameis week, their best receiver just happened to randomly get hurt.
That's what I'm saying.
I could see you going.
When I pulled up my phone and I saw that, I was like, weird. But yeah, nothing came out of that.
I think
it looked
sadly,
pretty good.
Since we are able to talk about players in just a few games, the way that Jameis has been playing, he is. Like he had that big win against Pittsburgh, right?
Huge.
And that took him that took him from like, all right, Jameis is back up. This is gonna be fun too. Wow, Cleveland might consider.
Wow, dude, I saw one of the dumbest things. And maybe it was one of those dumb ESPN things or whatever. There were people on the internet, people who get paid to talk about sports, asking if the Cleveland Browns why they started the season with Deshaun Watson or why they didn't take out Deshaun Watson for Jameis Winston earlier after his win. And it's like, well, number one, potential Jameis will suck at some point, regardless of what happens. Deshaun could have played well. Number two, $230 million is a reason to start a quarterback. But also, after one fucking good game, you're going to say that Jameis should have been the starter from week fucking 3. Bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like that to me. That was just a money thing. It's like there's no way.
Yeah, no, there's not a chance he's playing
on the bench. It's not happening. It's
Either
the same
way,
reason Daniel Jones got way go.
His leash was very long, and then they were like,
you're not just gonna sit here on the in our facility getting paid like this. Like, it's
fuck no, bro.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
But honestly, this really, really, really made me a little upset. Maybe more than a little upset, because I am a Ravens fan, but I won't take anything away from the Steelers, because even without George Pickens, who might have accidentally proved he's not a game changer.
Damn. It's the Browns. James was playing like donkey dicks.
I mean, I guess. I'm just saying, bro. It's like
Pick will be an important piece.
When I say not a game changer, like, it's just you.
He's not the entire team, though.
It's like watching the game. It's like, he didn't really.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, maybe you missed like one or two like potential deep balls that like would have ended in either like a great gain of yardage or like a pass interference that turned into like a scuffle, or like or like 2 or 3 good punches from Pickens. But it's like, in reality, we talked like, it's like I don't know. I'm also kind of joking. It's like, obviously see, here's the thing though. It's like, can we put him in a game changer category? Can we just
we're not he's not touching the Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
So he can be just elite.
Yet.
He can be an elite receiver.
He's very good.
Okay.
Elite,
Ooh.
sure.
Ooh. You dropped. I was about to say that drop. That
I
drop.
don't know where we are. I don't know who's in that elite category,
No,
but
very good. I
sure,
like. Very good. I like. I
he's
like very good. Very good is
very
very
good.
good's a very good. Very good's a good
Like
way to
he's
put it.
not like yeah, he'll make some dope catches and shit, and he'll do his thing, but and he's gonna be a big part of this team, but I mean,
But I
he's not
think
gonna be
it.
an all time receiver. We're
I
not
will
gonna talk about
say.
him.
I will say if Jameis continues to play like this, he's probably hitting the free agent market. Um,
I mean,
or
he could.
comes back as a backup. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, he's not gonna find himself starting anywhere
no.
to begin a season for a while, if ever. Um, but yeah, I mean, he'll do enough in a backup role. At the same time, like this backup role doesn't matter as much as Flacco's backup role last year. Like the
Mm,
Browns had a chance to make the playoffs and did make the playoffs. The Browns do not have
yeah,
a
the
chance to
Browns
make the
aren't
playoffs
making the
now. So it
playoffs.
doesn't really matter what Jameis does, except it would have been cool for him to beat the Steelers again, just to knock them off their fucking little pussy ass high horse. But what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? What I'm gonna do is ask you, is there any chance the Steelers don't win the North, or are we pretty much are we
No,
gonna
there's
just do
definitely
it
a
for
chance the Steelers don't win the North. Now, if Baltimore continues to miss kicks and play in games that are too tight, and the Steelers continue to, I don't know, show up offensively, then there might be a problem. But they got some tough games coming down the stretch and can easily go 10-7.
so if we look at it, right? If we look at the last 4 games, you got a 10-3 Pittsburgh Steelers team
Mm-hmm.
who have to play Philly. So they play at Philly,
At Philly,
they play at Baltimore,
at Baltimore.
then they play Kansas City in Pittsburgh, and then they play Cincinnati in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
So 2 divisional games, which obviously is important, and then
Yep.
you got one of the best teams in the NFC, one of the
Yep.
best teams in the AFC.
Yep.
So you go over to the Ravens side. They have the Giants. Then they play the Steelers. They have Houston and Cleveland.
Houston. Um, Houston's very gettable.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Houston right now, dude?
Where
I
is
feel like
Houston
we
right
haven't
now?
really talked about Houston a lot.
Houston, I mean, they're sitting at 8-5 right now. Obviously,
Okay.
I want to say Houston, if I'm not mistaken.
They're fine.
They well, they, I mean, they have been
The
able
Colts are still
to.
a thing, but
Well, I mean, if you want me to remind you, we have been talking about like Houston's kind of been. I mean, they've
you're right. Yeah,
there's been some questions. I mean, last week, Trevor Lawrence. We talked about Houston, bro. Like we talked about Houston. Like
I
I don't know.
forgot. Nah, I definitely
We
forgot.
talked about Houston, and then we talked about how after that it's like, all right, Houston
Is that a
won,
new dance move, dude?
no, it's not. I don't think we should make that a new dance move. But all right, Baltimore 8-5. Pittsburgh has a 2 game difference. So we really, in the grand scheme of things, Ravens what need to go 3-1, and we would need Pittsburgh to go 1-3,
Yeah.
and
Now,
then
I mean,
and
how is the tiebreaker? Is it point differential or
point tie difference or the difference the tiebreaker
come
is
on
just a division record.
division record? Okay.
Should I believe it's just division record. So
So y'all could tie and have the better division record.
um
Like if y'all beat the
yeah,
Browns and
okay.
maybe
If
they
we I
lose
mean if we
to
beat the
Cincy
Steelers and then beat if we beat the Steelers and beat the Browns, then yeah.
and they lose to y'all and Cincinnati.
So
I don't know what the divisional record is, but
the chance is there, but I am going to just say it now. It's probably not going to happen.
same time, like I mean, maybe get a better matchup. Um, I mean, neither of those. Even if y'all do win the division, you're not getting a first round bye. And neither is Pittsburgh unless they win out. Um,
Well, I think if there's any defense that's going to stop or slow down Philly, it's going to be Pittsburgh.
yeah.
Ravens versus Baltimore is going to be an absolute slugfest. Um, Pittsburgh versus Kansas City is an absolutely like the most unknown outcome possible. I really don't know what's going to happen in that game. And
Bro,
I think
yeah.
by week 18, since he's obviously going to have absolutely nothing to play for,
Except for playing the Steelers.
which is like if you don't play half your starters because you want them healthy for next year. And the Steelers have a chance to win the division in the final week if it's still up for
That
grabs.
close, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. I think they ride out. They win this AFC North, but we'll see him.
I don't think it matters.
I see him in the playoffs. Ravens aren't afraid to go play away games. I'm not
Fuck
I'm not
no.
afraid of Baltimore going to play away in the playoffs. But